Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. For a party so mired in sleaze and possible corruption and embezzlement, for a party being investigated by police over sexual shenanigans of Jordan Linden and others, for a party that may well be having a formal investigation into how it handled the COVID crisis, you'd think the SNP and its members would be particularly careful not to get into trouble any further. Certainly not to be accused of more sort of sleaze and misuse of public money. But no, of course not. This is the SNP. It's all they do. And Beryl has been caught with his fingers in the till. Stephen Flynn, otherwise known as Beryl, has been told off and is being investigated by a sleaze committee. Yup, the Standards Committee are after him because he misused Westminster property for his own political party's aims. Very strictly a no-no. And so they are saying no Beryl. Let's have a look at this article, see what he's done wrong and see how bad it is. To be honest, it's not really that bad and it will be a slap on the wrist. But even so, it goes to call into question his judgment. Here goes. So Beryl's being probed by Westminster sleazebuster over alleged misuse of taxpayer-funded equipment. The equipment in this case being a piece of paper. But that's not the point, is it? The point is he still did it. And he didn't think of what it looked like. He didn't think about what's going on in the bigger picture. What a moron. Anyway, the SNP Westminster leader is being probed, I bet he'd like that, by the Common Standards Commissioner after a PR stunt where he used Commons-headed paper to attack the UK Labour over their two-child policy, two-child benefit cap policy. And we'll see it in a moment. You'll see what he's done. But anyway, the SNP's Westminster leader, Stephen Flynn, is under investigation by the House of Commons watchdog over the misuse of taxpayer-funded equipment. It's been revealed that the Aberdeen North MP will be scrutinised by the Common Standards Commissioner. Once they get him in, they can scrutinise him for a whole load of things, can't they? This is an excellent opportunity. Known as the sleazebuster, the watchdog is charged with ensuring MPs behave when down in London, and it has previously launched probes into sex pest Patrick Grady and Patricia Gibson over her drunken antics. And now he will be looking at whether Mr. Flynn broke parliamentary rules through his actions. Well, undoubtedly he did. The evidence is there. We're going to see it now. You will see absolutely that, yes, he did break the parliamentary rules. You cannot use Westminster materials for party political purposes. You can use it if you're writing as an MP, headed paper. So if you're writing as an MP to a constituent is fine, as an MP to a corporation or a request for information, things like that, for proper usage of it. But to use it as a PR stunt is quite improper. Anyway, the rule states that MPs must ensure the use of facilities and services provided to them by Parliament, including an office, is in support of their parliamentary activities and is in accordance with all the relevant rules. The allegation is understood to revolve around the PR stunt he played against Labour ahead of the final Prime Minister's question times before the summer recess. SNP staffers handed out joke mugs to members of the press in Parliament on July the 19th as they took jibes at Sir Keir Starmer's refusal to commit to the scrapping of the two-child benefit cap. They referenced the one-child policy in China, which no longer exists. Even China's seen the problem there, and they've scrapped the one-child policy. It's caused so many problems in China. The mug reads, controls of family sizes. What's the point of Labour? Well, so you can have babies, isn't it? Hey, see what I did there? Anyway, and crucially, it was accompanied by a slip of Commons-headed paper. This letter featured in the message from Mr. Flynn, which read, with compliments, the Labour Party has a new range of mugs in production. They're made in China, just like Sir Keir Starmer's latest policy. And here it is. So it's got his name all over it, so undoubtedly it's him. There it is. That's the headed paper with compliments and that. And it says the Labour Party has the new range of mugs in production that are the latest in China, just like Sir Keir Starmer's latest policy, which of course we know. But that is it. And there's the mug, and it says controls on family sizes. What's the point of Labour? So it's undoubtedly there. He's done it. There's no getting away. He's broken the rules, and he has to pay the consequences. Now the consequences aren't going to be much, Anyway, his prank did backfire, as Mr. Flynn was accused of xenophobia by a Labour MP who is of Southeast Asian descent. Sarah Owen labelled it a crass political jibe steeped in xenophobia and misogyny. She raised a point of order in the House of Commons after PMQs and said, earlier this morning, a note on parliamentary-headed notepaper and mug was sent to the press lobby from the SNP leader in Westminster, referring to China's one-child policy. This was not what I came to Parliament to do, but sadly I've become used to calling out xenophobia and misogyny in this place and would be grateful for your guidance. So basically, he's been hoisted with his own petard. He's had what he thought was a joke and obviously a good PR stunt has backfired, and he's really literally shoved it up his own backside, hasn't he? He's been called out for what he is. Anyway, official statistics confirm that as a result of the one-child policy, there were 196 million sterilisations, 336 million terminations, all under China's one-child policy. It was a policy that broke families, led to infanticide, mostly baby girls. In 2017, there were still 33 million more men than there were women in China. And this is a major, major problem in China at the moment. When can our diverse communities expect better from members of Parliament, especially in understanding the history and trauma of other countries, it continued. Madam Deputy Speaker, she said, it is really appropriate. Is it really appropriate for the SNP leader in Westminster to use parliamentary stationery to make crass political jibes steeped in xenophobia and misogyny? Shouldn't we expect better, especially the Southeast Asian community, on this issue? Well done. I mean, I'm not, don't normally like Labour, or I don't know saying don't like Labour. It's individuals, isn't it? I don't normally like politicians because they're often full of shit. But in this case, she's got it bang on, actually, isn't she? Anyway, sacked former SNP Chief Whip Martin Doherty-Hughes pointed out that Jackie Bailey, the deputy leader of Scottish Labour, had previously described the two-child cap reminding her of Communist China's morally abhorrent one-child policy. But at least she was saying it was morally abhorrent, Deputy Speaker Dame Eleanor Lang advised Mr Owens to write to Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle if she had concerns over how parliamentary stationery has been used. And of course now she has written and it is being investigated. I mean, the most he's going to get is a slap on the wrist, but it has spectacularly backfired. And it's shown him up to be a misogynist and a racist and a xenophobe and having very, very poor judgment of doing this at a time when the SNP is mired so deeply in sleaze. It is staggering beyond belief that he would think like this, but then again, he's SNP. He's not very bright, is he? But he's always fun because he always gets things wrong. Anyway, I shall stop there and come up. Now, in and of itself, of course, it's a very minor, trivial thing. But the problem is, it shows how they think. They don't appreciate the optics of these things. They don't understand how they look. They think they're being oh so clever. Look at this. But they don't understand the harm they cause. And whilst in of itself it's a very small thing, it does give you a window into the soul of these people. It shows you exactly how little they regard other people. They only regard themselves. And it was nice of that MP, that lady, I can't remember her name going back, but she sort of dragged his name through the mud. And I think that's quite right too. So well done to her. Anyway, we'll round that off. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button right there. Ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, Beryl is always a bit of a prick. Bye.